So this is a tune called God Be With You, or God Be With You Till We Meet Again, or just Till We Meet Again. That's the tune name as well as the lyric name. It's a common request for funerals, but the second half goes really, really high, the second half of the tune, and so usually you can't do it on bagpipes, but with this extended range chanter, you sure can. Check it out. So the way that G sharp works, it's been one of the most elusive notes with this, working out how this extended range chanter should work. The way it works is because high A is now played like a low A, but with the thumb uncovering the register hole on the back. Basically, if you play what would have been normally a high A, it often, not always, but usually will come out like a G sharp. And so you play a normal G, it's your standard G, your flattened seventh on the bagpipe scale, but you play like you were gonna, like as if you were to play a high A, basically, and it comes out just a half step sharper, and that G sharp is really useful. Now the way that the second octave stuff works, it's the same thing. I'll show this to you up close here and then explain it. So basically, the way that the second octave works with this chanter, your first octave is just the same as normal bagpipe fingering, except that you do have the additional dedicated C natural hole on the back of the chanter, which is controlled by your lower hand thumb, which usually isn't doing anything anyway, so that's a pretty easy addition to sneak in there. And then the F sharp hole is split into two smaller holes, so you can cover both for an E, uncover one hole for an F natural, uncover both for an F sharp. So the E and the F sharp are played just the same as you usually would with bagpipes. It's just that F natural. It can be a little tricky to hit it, but you get used to it. It'll build up a little muscle memory, and you can hit it. So there are those accidental holes, but other than that, the entire scale is just exactly the same fingering as you normally would use with Highland bagpipes. The one exception is high A. So the high A tone hole that's usually on the back of the chanter for the top hand to control with its thumb, that's gone. Instead, there's a register hole, which is much smaller and a little higher up the chanter. When that register hole is covered, then you're playing in the lower octave. It's normal bagpipes, business as usual. When that register hole is uncovered, it kicks the chanter into the second octave. So that means instead of playing high A with most of your fingers down on the front of the chanter and your thumb off the back, well, actually, it's basically the same. Just the top hand front fingers, if you're a bagpiper, you know what I'm saying, right? The top hand front fingers stay down. It, put in simpler terms, you play high A just like low A, except that your top hand thumb is off of the register hole. Then, here's where the magic happens. To play high B, you play it just like a low B, but you leave your thumb off the register hole. Same with the high C, and high C sharp, and high D, and sometimes if you're lucky, if the reed gods are smiling upon you, high E even. And here's what that's like in practice.